Control is one of the most powerful weapons that your narcissistic ex will use against you to alienate your child from you and destroy the relationship. Hey, this is Ryan Thomas, founder of Get Them Back. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how your alienated child is controlled by your ex. One of the most important things in why alienation works so effectively is because the alienator is absolutely determined to control your child, how they think, how they feel, what they believe, who they accept, who they reject, where they go, when they go there, who they go there with. They are the ultimate master manipulator, the master controller. They are ultimately the person who is the gatekeeper for your child in who they interact with, what they associate with, and how they see the world. So when you have alienation that first starts with isolation, making sure that any of those individuals are removed so that the child is completely isolated. They don't feel like they really have anyone else, especially anyone else with a differing opinion or a differing perspective. The next key is, well, what do you do with that? What do you do with that opportunity? You control it. You make sure that the child is thinking and believing exactly what you think and believe. And that means taking the thinking out of it. An alienator believes so much that they are so good, that they are so everything that your child needs, that anything that they think or they believe or any ideas that they have, that is more than enough. So any idea that they have, you should be cut off. This is what we should believe. We don't forgive. We don't allow exceptions. We don't accept excuses. One chance, you have one chance, and if you blow it, that's it. You're out of our life. That control, that perspective is handed down to your child. They are instructed. They are determined to infuse that into how your child thinks and operates. They know that if they can get the child to do the rejecting because they feel loyal, because we know that we want them to say, I've done all of this for you. This is what you really need to do, in essence, for me, or in protection of what we have as our own little family unit. I need you, and it would be really helpful and really good if you were to reject your other parent, if you were to tell them to get lost, if you were to tell them, I don't want to see you, I don't want to come for parenting time, I don't want you to show up at school, I don't want you to know things about me, I don't want you to have information about me, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to hear from you. It is not just isolation from other people. It is getting the child controlled so much that they will self-isolate from you, that they are so convinced that they have to do this. And then almost like a Stockholm syndrome, when they do certain things out of their own self-preservation, because they know they will get in trouble, they know that on some level they are controlled, that mom or dad will get so angry, upset if they do something different. Guess what happens? They start to believe it. It's just easier for them to go along with the story that, yeah, you're bad. Yeah, you've made mistakes. We don't do second chances. We don't allow you back into our life. If you burn us once, that's it. They have to go along with that because it's just easier. It keeps the peace. It keeps them safe. So they will exercise control in every possible way they can. Now, here's what's really important. As we always talk about, not only is awareness important and understanding what they're really doing to your child, but it's also how can you use that information, that awareness, to actually have real life solutions, real life opportunities. How do you turn this around? That's what I have devoted my life, and that's what we do, is to help parents with those strategies. So here's one thing that's really important. You know what it's like to live with your ex. You know how they are, the things that frustrate you, annoy you, micromanage, that control, that idea that I can't make a move without getting approval. That's exhausting. guess what? Just because your kids are compliant doesn't mean that they're not fed up with it. Doesn't mean that they hate it, that they just want something different. But again, they're isolated and they're afraid, so they don't think they have any other options. So if you can become that viable option, and again, there's multiple layers, there's multiple strategies of how to communicate, what to say, how often to say it, when to say it, how to say it, what to say, what to do, what not to do, what is the one thing, things that can trigger them, what are the things that can bring them closer. There are things that you can do to let them know there's another option. You don't have to live like this. Now, you can't say it like that because everything will, go crazy. Like, that is not the way that you do it. But there is a layered, strategic, subtle approach consistently over time that lets them know you don't have to live like this. You don't have to be controlled. There is another way. And that's the opportunity that I get excited about when I have the opportunity to work with parents and we can really dive into their situation, their case, and their story, and then pick and fine tune everything that you're saying and doing. It's so fulfilling because you can see how much possibility there is, how much opportunity that there is. But I wanted to share with you what's really going on, how this stacking effect on the negative side happens where the child is isolated, then they're controlled, and we'll have another video that shares with you, okay, once they ultimately have that control and that child is locked in, what do they do? How do they wield that control? That's coming up in another video. Again, if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, hit the like, hit the subscribe so that you can get more information like this. Be sure to check out my website, ryanthomasspeaks.com, with more information, free resources, free training. Everything is at that website, ryanthomasspeaks.com. I'll see you on another video. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.